class and say namaste, yogis. Thank you and welcome to today's class. We are going to work a lot into the wrists, into the shoulders. I kind of created the sequence more so for those folks who maybe like me, who sit behind a desk and are working all day. So we're gonna get moving. Will flow, but also we'll build some heat and really focus in on the shoulders and the wrists and the whole back body. So that to said, close your eyes, turn your palms face down. Let the heels hug the outer edges of the block. And as you do that, notice the low belly lift. Climb the spine up, reach the crown of the head up toward the sky, and feel your shoulders drop down toward the earth. Really feel yourself carried by the earth underneath you. And give yourself a full breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, inhale through the nose. H-A, ha. Smooth breath in through the nose for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale. Really feel your body expand laterally and front to back. And as you exhale, feel your ribs surrender, feel your belly sink. Just continue on like that for a couple breaths. No need to make it anything too fancy, but it's a moment for the dust to settle here, for the snow to settle. Your mind's eye rests on that breath, and at any point in time your mind begins to wander in class, let yourself come right back to the breath. Let that anchor you to the present moment. Hold your attention in that steady awareness. And even if today feels a little bit frenetic, all good. Just observe and let it be what it is for today, knowing that tomorrow will be a completely different sensation, completely different practice. With your eyes closed, take one more breath here. And exhale. Slowly flutter your eyes open, grab for your strap if you have one. Place the strap in your right hand and reach your arm up to the sky, preparing for Gomukhasana arms. If you have pretty open shoulders, you can choose not to use your strap, but drop the strap behind your back. Reach around for the strap with your left hand and allow the tricep to drive forward. And notice as you do that, you might be sticking your ribs out. Can you soften the front ribs in and lift your elbow up to the sky? Give yourself a big breath in. Big breath out. Again, inhale. You'd rather keep your eyes closed. It's an easy way to kind of turn off all the noise that's around you. And then inhale, slowly reach your right arm up to the sky. Switch it out other side. So place the strap into your left hand or maybe a towel. Bend your elbow and let the strap drop down your back. Notice if the arm is flailing out to the side. Maybe physically grab the tricep, grab it forward, lift the elbow up. And then reach around down your back for the strap. It's natural for us to stick the rib cage out, so soften the front ribs in. Feel the back body press against your right hand. And as you do so, lift the left elbow high, take full breaths in and out through your nose. More inhale here. And inhale, slowly release your strap, reach the left arm high, and then drop the strap off to the side. Remove yourself off the block, place it at the top of your mat so you have access to it here. And then come into a tabletop position. But first, turn your fingers face toward you, thumbs face the edges of your mat. And just bend back into your knees, send your sit bones back toward your heels, and feel your entire front line of your forearms stretch out. Take a big inhale. And come back to center, palms underneath your shoulders. Cat-cow, drop the belly, scoop the heart. And exhale, press the mat away, drop your head down toward the earth. Inhale, belly drops, heart scoops. Exhale, cat pose, press your mat away. Gaze between the thighs, really create space in between the shoulder blades. A few more like that on your own. Add or subtract what you need. Just a couple moments here to get into the body. On your next inhale, place your palms about 6 inches forward. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you arrive into downward facing dog, give your knees a little bit of a pedal. So let's start to move that energy, that prana, all around the body. Allow the feet to be hip width distance apart. Send the heels back behind the big toes so that they become invisible in your feet. Allow the knees to bend as well so the sitting bones can reach up toward the sky. You can breathe fully into your side ribs, into your side body. Big breath in. Big breath out. Really press the mat away, friends. Find those handstand arms. Hands to the tiptoes, bend the knees. Set the gaze and you shift forward into plank pose. Shoulders over knees. First plank of the day. So again, just notice what kind of stagnant energy is in your body. Maybe it's in your wrists, your shoulders. And you start to bring the awareness into that space. So maybe that's really firming the upper outer arm bones in. So the space between the shoulder blades lift as the low belly bends. Inner thighs drive up to the sky. Rather than thinking about your body reaching up toward the sky only, can you feel the crown of the head and the heels drive in opposite direction? It's like a piece of taffy being pulled apart. Big breath. And downward facing dog. Hips, big breath together. Big breath out. Again, rise up high onto the tiptoes, ripple forward into plank pose. Shoulders over wrists. Notice as you do this, the tailbone drops down toward the heels. Really firm the upper arms in. I keep saying that. These are the handstand arms. And that's what we're done. Downward facing dog, lift the hips. Forward like a wave into plank pose. Lower down halfway, chaturanga push up. Hold for 1 second. And lower all the way down. Reach your arms by your side. Kind of modified chaturanga. Lift the toes, palms face down. Lift the chest. Lift the toes. The palms grounded, so thumbs fix the point of the head with the mat. Can you smile your collarbone? And this clean action here of your inner thighs lifting up toward the sky as the crown and the toes elongate in the opposite direction. And exhale, release it down. Adding on, interlace fingers behind your back. Down locust, drive the knuckles back. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the toes. Observe here for a moment which fingers on top. And can you press into your hip points and feel your low belly lift up off the mat? Slight tuck of the chin, big breath. And release it down. Switching it out, other side. Bring the opposite index finger on top. Bring the chin back to center. Bound locust. Inhale, lift the chest. Lift the toes. Find the breath all along the front line of your body as you take a deep inhale. And exhale, release everything down. Slide your palms next to your low ribs. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Doesn't really matter which it is, whatever feels best for you. If you are an upward facing dog, find 4 points of contact. And notice if you're dumping in your low back, can you lift the low belly? Big breath in. And downward facing dog, lift the hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Breath move, you inhale. Exhale through your nose. Hover right foot off the mat just an inch. Three-legged down dog, glide the right leg up and back. So we're only here for a beat. Notice that both hip points are facing towards the earth. Drive the left heel down and keeping your left side body where it is. You just turn the right toes out to the right side of the mat. So it's like you're bending your knees back to your hips, but you're isolating that external rotation of the right. Big breath in. And then exhale, shift forward, right knee, right tricep. Firm the right knee into the arm, and drop your tailbone back down toward your back. Can you grip the mat like you have two basketballs underneath your palms? Lift up, big inhale. Draw the knee into chest, step through low lunge. Right foot next to right thumb tip, drop back, knee down. Find yourself up, crescent moon, vinyasa. As you come into the crescent moon, you stamp into your right heel. Feel your back shin ground, lift up through the fingers, then bring the palms to touch, bend the elbows. Let the fingers drop down toward the earth. And let your head drop back into the fingers, feeling the chest lift. Front leg soften, belly lifts. Take it to the front. And that's it. Fingers reach up to the sky, maybe gaze up to the front or the sky, knee to the big breath. And exhale, release left palm down, keep the back knee grounded, reach your right arm to the sky. You may want to come up high into your left knee. Drag the left side body forward as you revolve the heart up to the sky. Option to stay here, tuck toes back, under lift back. Full variation of the lunge. Notice here, if you're shifting toward the right side of the mat, can you lean back as if your head was propped up against the wall. Dragging your right foot back. Take one more breath. And exhale, release the right palm down. Step forward, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, we bow and we fold. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. Grab your opposite elbows and just let your head. Maybe a gentle sway side to side. Grab for the opposite elbow. Find a little bit of stillness. And notice as you do so, the weight of the spine, the weight of the head, lengthens the spine down to the floor. Slowly release your hands down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Slight micro bend in the knees. Hands under the hips. Point the elbows to the sky. Feel the low belly lift again. Front ribs soften. The flat back rise all the way up. Release arms by the sides. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Hands come into heart center. Samastiti. Bow down to your fingertips. And give yourself this moment. Just fully arrive in your space, in your body. Without distraction, just here and now. Full breath. And exhale. Arms release down by the sides, flutter eyes open. Inhale, arms reach the sky. Exhale, we bow down together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right foot back, then your left. Lower down through vinyasa. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. And then downward facing dog, lift your hips. Give yourself 3 breaths here. Just land. Again, notice the dust settle. Bend the knees. Send the sit bones up and back. Just like we did last week, you bend the knees a lot, so it's almost like a hovering child's pose. Get really low. Feel the forearms lift. Gaze forward at your palms, take a full breath in. And then shift forward into chaturanga push-up. Press back up to plank, downward facing. Nice, big breath. Left foot up. Left leg high, 3 legged down dog. Notice again, left toes are dialed down. Actually gaze back and see all 5 toes pointing down towards the mat. Drop the right heel down toward the earth as much as you can and feel the entire right side of your leg line up. From here, turn the left toes out toward the left side of the mat. As you do so, notice that you can pull the right hip back. It's almost like triangle, but a little different on your hands and on the head. Big breath. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Press the mat away. Come up high onto those back toes. Drive energy back through the back leg. Equal energy in both palms. Draw the knee to the nose, step through low lunge. Left foot next to left thumb tip, drop back, knee down. Reach the arms up to the sky. And same thing, bend the elbows. Hug elbows or triceps in as you lift the low belly. And you just look up and let the head drop back into the palms. Breath in. Bring the weight into your back, shin and toes. Inhale, reach the palms up. Really kiss the palms. Find length. And exhale, right hand down, gentle twist, left arm high. Option to come up high onto those right fingertips, dragging left hip back. Can you lengthen right side of the body forward as you're following your breath? Stay here, tuck your back toes under lift, and fire up your back leg. Final breath. And exhale, release left palm down. Step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we bow and we fold. Rise all the way up. Inhale, arms to the sky, Urdhva and exhale, hands pull down to heart center. Samasthiti. With the head, lift. Keep ground. Big breath in. Release arms by the sides. Toe heel, big toes together to touch. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, we bow. Halfway lift, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palm, step left foot back, then right, vinyasa, high two.
The soul
Looking downward, facing dog. Full breath in.
takes incarnation to learn.
Bend the knees, step the gaze. Exhale, step foot, cruise, top the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Weight in the heels. Inhale, rise up. Palms kiss. Exhale, hands. Come to down. Release the arms by the sides. So your namaskar in it. Inhale. Reach. Exhale, we bow. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step float up into vinyasa. For option at first, to always stick the lead with downward facing. Know what you need today. Take one more like that, then the knees, step the gaze, step float top of the mat. Halfway, we breathe in. And exhale, pull.
You love
Reach it up, inhale, arms high.
fellow souls.
Exhale, hands to heart center.
I love
Inhale, down, arms to the sky.
I
Exhale,
love
salute,
my
stairs,
Lord.
bow forward. Halfway,
I love my
exhale, vinyasa. You're jumping back, land with the
I love
elbows.
you all.
Firm outer ankles in and your upward facing dog. Just rise up and back, downward. Facing. Notice as you land.
I love the whole
breath in.
I love the whole universe.
Thanks, Emma. Putting down the music a little bit. Bend the knees, set the gaze. Exhale, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Big toes to touch, Utkatasana, chair pose. Send the weight back and down into the heels, gaze down so you can see all 10 toes sticking out in front of the calf. And then spread the toes, set them down one at a time. So it's like your feet are like your hands, gripping the earth to engage the toes. I know that sounds so silly. If you do so, and the sitting bone's a little lower, reach the arms a little higher, and then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands. Back to chair, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, and then straighten the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step it back, float it back, vinyasa.
We love everyone by inhabiting
Full breath
the
in.
soul.
Shift forward into plank pose. Bring your right knee into your chest. So it's just knee to nose without lifting the leg high. Can you draw the knee even closer, feeling the shoulder blades
We
spread?
love everyone
Lower belly lifts.
by inhabiting
Step right foot next to right thumb, tip, spin your back foot flat. Rise up, warrior one. Stand into your back leg. So really drive into the that back of your heel, ground down into it. And as you do so, lift up through the side body, reach the arms forward. Left arm underneath right, eagle arms. Draw the left shoulder forward. Can you lift the elbows up and away from your body? Sink a little bit lower. And from here, slowly lift your back heel. So you're coming into a crescent. Step forward, left knee to your chest. And draw it up and over for eagle pose. You need to use your left foot as a kickstand. Feel free by dropping the left toe on the outside edge of your right foot. Wherever you are, can you draw the right foot forward and sink down into your heel again? If you'd like to nest your eagle by dropping your elbows down toward your knees, feel free. Wherever you are, find somewhere you can sustain for 3 full breaths. Inhale, reach fingers up to the sky. Slowly unwind, bring left knee to the chest, step it back, warrior one. Release the arms, arms reach up. Find that balance again, heel to heel alignment, or maybe even a little bit wider. Lace the arms by your sides, interlace your fingers. Again, observe which finger is on top. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your right shoulder into the inseam of your right hip. And in this humble warrior, can you stand more into your back? As the crown of the head drops, maybe bend the elbows a little bit so you can drag the triceps forward more than the palms. That way you're really isolating and focusing on the shoulders. One more breath. Using your palms, inhale, rise all the way back up. Keep your hands interlaced behind your back. Straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes to pivot to face the left side of the mat. Preparing for Prasarita C. Drive the knuckles down as you breathe in. And exhale, bow forward. Bend the knees a little bit or as much as you need so that you can send the weight back into the heels. Shift the weight into the toes. And then find that middle ground, right where the arches are in your feet. The crown of the head drops. Again, maybe bend the elbows a little bit so you can drag the triceps down toward the earth. Slowly release your hands down to the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, bring the palms directly underneath your shoulders. And then exhale, walk your hands back to the front of the mat, step it back, vinyasa, high to low lunge. Full breath in. Again, shift forward into plank. Drive the heels back, just bring the left knee to your chest. And as you do so, grip the earth. Drop the tailbone a little lower. Send the knee forward. Inhale. Step through low lunge. Left foot next to left thumb tip, spin back foot flat. You may be a little bit wider than heel to heel. That's totally fine. It just depends on your body. Reach the arms up to the sky. And you spiral the right ribs forward. Firm the knife edge of your back foot down into the mat. Then reach the arms forward. Opposite arm underneath, right arm underneath left. Bring the palms together. Bending deep into that front lunge. Lift the elbows away from the face and press the palms away from the face. Lower belly lifts, last breath. Shift onto your back toes, lift your heel up to the sky. And then shift forward, right knee to chest. Coming into full eagle, right leg comes over left. You can double bind or use the foot as a kickstand. Wherever you are, pull right hip back, left hip pulls forward. Reach fingertips up, big breath. And maybe nest the eagle down and in. And I'm just gathering the shapes of the leg, following up the breath. At any point in time that you fall or get frustrated, just come back to your breath. Rise back up, inhale. Pull the right knee into your chest, step it back, warrior one. Release the arms. Take a deep inhale together. And then arms release down by the side. Again, observe which finger's on top. Find the opposite finger on top this side. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, we bow forward. Humble warrior. Left shoulder nuzzles into the inseam of your left leg. Bend the elbows a little bit. Drive the triceps forward. And notice if your left booty is popping out to the side, can you hug the left hip underneath you? That way you can stand more into your back leg. And then slowly rise back up. Straighten your front leg, pivot your left toes toward the right side of your mat. Same thing, Prasarita C, lift the chest, inhale. And we bow forward. Let the head drop. Feel the sitting bones pull in toward one another. And notice the weight in all four corners of your feet. Slowly release your hands down to the earth. Halfway lift, inhale, elongate. And then exhale, walk yourself forward, step it back, vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog, just a couple of breaths. In and out. Refuse or interviews, here we go, bend the knee. Set the gaze, step heel pop top of the mat. Halfway inhale. Exhale, we fold. Bear pose, inhale, Uttanasana. And then stand all the way up, awkward up, hands on the heart. Back to chair, inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, lift the hips. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, step back, float back, vinyasa or skip it. Just meet us in downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, back foot spins down, warrior one, rise. Exhale, vinyasa, or again, feel free to sit. Left foot steps forward, warrior one. Rise up, inhale. And exhale, release it down. Vinyasa. Hug out our ankles in. Each option in your vinyasa will be down dog, breathe the left. Full inhale. Here we go. Another round, bend the knees, set your gaze. Exhale, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold, big toes to touch, Utkatasana, chair pose, sink low, reach high. Stand all the way up, inhale, and then hands come to heart center, exhale. You have another round on your own, chair pose, warrior one, warrior one. Take off as you're ready. Done with that round, moving downward, facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Lower down onto your forearms. Option to interlace your fingers in your forearm plank, or just parallel your arms with the edges of the mat. Wherever you are, find stability in the inner portion of the thumb, the index finger. Let the inner thighs reach up to the sky as the tailbone drops down towards the heel. Crown holds you forward. So keeping your forearms exactly where they are, you just drop your heels over toward the right side. So your left foot is in front of your right foot. Your hips are sort of facing the left side of the mat, but the forearms are both grounded. You feel your entire right side body line up. You drop the tailbone down toward the heels. If you feel any crunchy. And then inhale, lift your heels back high. Drop the heels over to the other side. A lot of oblique here, guys. Drop the tailbone back towards your heels. Chest pulls forward. Gaze a little bit forward where your thumb and index finger are. Final breath. Back to center. Inhale, plank. And then slowly walk yourself in for dolphin. Maybe bend the knees. It's like downward facing dog, but on your forearms. So if you're kind of like me and your shoulders are screaming at you at this point, probably a good thing. Like it's in pain. Pull back, but many of us working at a computer all day, hunched over, these actions in the shoulders feel really intense. So can you meet your body where it is? Just meet yourself right in that intensity, that tapas, that heat. One more breath. And then walk yourself back, forearm plank. 1 moment longer, guys, I promise. Sphinx pose, lower down your hips. Turn the palms face up. Offer it up, lift the chest. Big. Open mouth, exhale. Then breath in. Exhale out the mouth. So in this pose, guys, notice if you can feel the low belly lift of this. The hip points round down where the lower belly is engaged, protecting your low back. So you're not just dumping everything in the low back. Slowly release everything down. Slide the palms next to your ribs. Upward facing dog. Ground down into the inner portion of the palm. Feel the outer ankles firm in. And then roll over your toes, come into plank pose. 5 breaths. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. And out. Bend the knees, set the gaze. Exhale, step foot pops up the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, we bow and we fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana again. This time, just bring your hands to your heart center for a moment. You're gonna bring your right knee up and over like eagle pose. Option is to use your foot like a kickstand or take the double bind. Hands are at the heart, lift the chest. And the top portion is you're gonna turn toward the right like prayer twist. So this is where the option of the kickstand comes really handy because your bottom half is an eagle and your top half is in prayer twist. A little wonky. Let the sitting bones drop down. Lengthen the left side of the body forward. Let the heart ascend up to the sky. Gaze over your right shoulder, final breath. And everyone gaze down. Bring your right knee into your chest, single leg Tadasana. We've been here before. Left hand on outside of right leg, reach your right arm back. And you're slicing your yoga mat in half. You can stay here just like this. If you'd like to reach down and grab for your outside edge of your foot, and find the full expression of Tadasana. Grab and extend the leg. But notice here, even for myself, the hip is hiking up. Bend the knee a little bit if that's happening so you can drop the hip in space. Find integrity in the pose, last breath. If you fall, totally okay, just come right back into it. Reach the left arm forward, you're still twisting. Listen here, visualize warrior two. Take a giant step back. Warrior two. Palms face down. Gaze over maybe the middle index finger. Or if you feel more comfortable gazing over the right side of your mat, that's fine too. But wherever your gaze is, can you focus it? We call this drishti. Allow the breath to be the focal point of your attention. And then start to find these small micro movements in your body that no one else can see but you can feel. Draw the outer edge of your left knee toward the pinky toe side edge of your foot. You lift the inner arch of the back leg and stamp into the outer edge of the foot. Firm in your back leg. So if you need a strap or if you have tighter shoulders, feel free to grab that. Same thing, left arm reaches to the sky, bend the elbow. We're only gonna be here for a moment, find Gomukhasana arms. Triceps forward, elbow points to the sky. Press your ribs back into your back hand or into your palms if they're bound. And you're gonna shift forward so that the left elbow points forward. Can you revolve your heart up to the sky? Stamp into that left heel a lot. We only have 2 breaths. And then exhale, release the left arm forward, place the hand onto a block on the inside portion of your foot, and drop your right hand behind your back into a half bind. If you have a full bind and you want to go there, feel free. But again, notice the integrity of your breath. Let that be the indicator of whether or not you take more or pull back a little bit. Regardless of where you are, draw the right shoulder head back. Final breath. If you are in a full bind, slowly release, and we'll all reach the right arm up to the sky. Gaze down, maybe grab your block, and launch forward, half-moon, Ardha Chandrasana. If you're using a block, place it underneath your left hand, or the pinky toe side edge of your left foot. Bend your left knee a little bit so you can drag the left hip back. And then maybe, just maybe, start to gaze back at your right toes, the ones that are floating off the mat. And notice, are they pointing down? Are they pointing to the side, pointing up? They should be pointing to the side or maybe even slightly pointing down. You have Chakasana. If you'd like to take that, feel free. Eyes get expansive. Find yourself leaning back, just like we were doing earlier in that twist. Slowly release, right hand down to the mat. Square your hips down to the earth. Option here to come up higher into your left toes. Take a couple of handstand hops. Or you can just meet us through into the vinyasa. And down dog. We'll meet. Doesn't really matter how you get there. We all end up in the same place, same destination. Inhale for this. Bend the knees, set the gaze, step foot hop, top of the mat. Halfway inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Same thing, other side, hands come to heart center. You're gonna pop your left toes off the mat, take eagle, the other side. Left leg comes up and over, maybe use it as a kickstand. Sink your hips down and back. Feel your heart lift into your thumbs, big breath. Prayer, twist the top half of the body, so right elbow comes onto the outer edge of the left knee. Sitting bones draw back. Crown of the head pulls forward. Low belly lifts. And the breath becomes big, free, and long. Slowly bring your hands back to heart center. Need anything else? Turn your chest back to center. Lift left knee to your chest. Taking that open arm twist variation again. Place right hand on outer edge of left leg. Reach left arm back. Flex your left foot a lot. Focus more on the standing leg. So from the heel all the way through the crown of the head, it's like Tadasana, just like we were doing standing at the top of the mat. If you reach down and grab for the foot, do that. Try to keep that left hip dropping. Pull the left shoulder blade into the back body. And maybe even gaze over the left shoulder. Wiggle, wobble, fall, totally fine. Just notice your approach to how you feel after you fall. You just get back up, a little smile on your face. Slowly release the foot, bend the knee. Reach the right arm forward. Gaze over the left shoulder and step back for your two. We need to modify the stance a little bit. Totally fine. Round into the back foot. Same action of the left shoulder blade pulling back. You sink a little deeper into your front wedge. And again, these little changes in the body we make. We observe how our body shows up in space. And it allows us to be better observers in just our day-to-day actions or small actions that we do, how we react. Take one more breath. And then slowly gaze over toward the left side of the mat. So your shoulders are squared over your hips. Reach right arm high, bend the elbow. And again, you do wrap tricep forward physically with your left hand and find Gomukhasana. Crawl left arm up and back. Keep lifting the hip points up, shift forward 6 inches. Let the elbow and the leg be more or less in the same energy line. Can you use the elbow to lengthen right side of the body? Twist and gaze over your left shoulder. And then take one more final breath. Exhale, right hand comes under the inside of the mat, potentially on a block. Keep your hand on that half bind behind your back. Use the energy of your leg into arm into leg, to remind you to pull the right hip underneath you. And then from there, just like we did earlier, lengthen the right side of the body, and then revolve the heart up. You have a full bind, take it now. The bind, inhale, left arm up to the sky. Grab the block with your right hand, gaze forward, launch forward, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So I advise a little bend into the right knee. And again, notice your back leg in space. Does it naturally turn up a lot or down? You can turn the toes more or less to face directly to the side. Maybe even a little bit down, not all the way facing down. Right hip pulls back. Chapasana on the other side, take it here. Final breath. And exhale, release left palm down, square the hips down toward the earth. Move your hand off the block. Maybe plant your palms, rise up high onto your right toes. Using your inner left thigh, lift up. Maybe handstand kick. Wherever you are, maybe play a little. We'll meet back up. Full breath in. Downward facing dog, let it go. Again, breath in through the nose. Breath out the mouth. So drop onto your knees for a moment. We have about a minute or two to play. So you are definitely warm for your forearm balance. I'm gonna demo that one if you've never done it before or you have done it a lot. A couple of options for you. If you're like really feeling the handstand, just go ahead and play. But you have a minute or two. But for those of you who wanna learn a little bit more about forearm, challenge for today is to bring the block in between the elbows. Arms are parallel with the edges of the mat. And then begin to walk your legs in. So for me, this pose is very challenging because my shoulders are tight. And the block between the elbows reminds me to wrap triceps down, biceps up. So you can stay here or maybe lift one leg. Maybe lift the other leg. But the goal is to have your feet so close in that your shoulders are more or less over your elbows. If you look at the wall, maybe try keeping up. For a friend that knows what they're doing. If you're in that dolphin pose and you feel this intense sensation in the shoulders, know that you probably are doing something great. When you're done, we'll meet in child's pose together. Actually, it's meeting embryo, which is child's pose with your arms down by your sides. Nice, Alana. Option also is to stack your palms, just let your forehead rest on the palms in child's pose. As you come to this resting state, you start to soften the breath. Use the breath to calm the nervous system. Notice the heart rate probably went up a little bit from the burning. Also observe the power of your breath to bring it all back down. Challenging times, that breath becomes such a powerful tool. Slowly put your eyes open and grab your block again. Maybe two blocks if you are a little bit tighter in the chest. We're going to come into camel. And then I'm going to offer up some drop backs for those of you who are playing with you. Hold onto your knees, hands over the head. Bring the elbows back. Slide the palms into imaginary back pocket. Let the tailbone drop down. Then things come up. Option is to have the toes untucked, or you can have them tucked under if you again feel like you need a little bit more space. Up to you. Lift the chest, breathe in. And then exhale, stay here, or maybe reach back and place your hands on the blocks. This feels a little scary. I advise the blocks. And then you possibly don't use blocks. There's so much to learn from them. That was just the first one, so then slowly rise back up. Hands come to heart, sit back under the heels, let the palms turn face up on your thighs, close your eyes. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. Round 2, inhale, come up onto your shins. Slide your hands into your imaginary back pocket. You can use the blocks again. Otherwise, just shift back. Maybe try reaching for your heels this time. Lifting the chest. Letting your gaze trace the sky. And if you feel comfortable, maybe, just maybe, dropping your head. Find that same sensation of the outer ankles hugging in. That feels counterintuitive, but lower belly. Slowly rise back up. Sit back on heels, palms face down for grounding. Close the eyes. Just notice what came up. I have one more back bend. You can take either of those first two variations, or for those of you who want to play a little bit more, place a block in between the feet at the highest height. Bring your hands onto your hips into an imaginary back pocket again. And from here, you're going to shift the weight forward again. Take the other two if that's where you want to go. Or option, begin to play with drop backing and having your head tap the block. And then come back. Do that 3 times if you're doing the tap. Tap. All rise back up together. Sit back onto your heels. Palms face down. And again, what came up that way. Slowly flutter your eyes open. Shift your weight onto your right side. Swivel your hips forward. From here, we're going to come into Navasana boat pose just to bring our core back together. So bring the toes onto the mat, lift the chest. Maybe lift the shins off the mat, reach the arms forward. So rather than gripping the hip flexors, can you isolate the core and use your belly here? Ardha. Lower down halfway. Lower back presses into the mat, rise back up, Navasana. Ardha Navasana, lower. Navasana, lift back up. Just one more. Just stitching the belly back together after those back bends. Hold Navasana. Option to grab big toes with your index fingers and extend the legs up. Bend the elbows if you're doing it. Maybe gaze up toward the front wall and sky meet. Big breath. And exhale, bend your knees. Great work, guys. You're gonna send your legs out. Cross your right leg over your left knee. And then lift your hips, slide your left heel underneath your right foot. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring your right hand behind your hip. Lift left hand up. And exhale, twist. First, hook left elbow around knee. Draw the knee in for your chest. And then gaze over your right shoulder. That feels pretty good. Maybe hook left elbow outside of the knee. Let yourself just drop. Twist, just gaze over your left shoulder. Draw the right shoulder back. And slowly release the bind. Wiggle your left heel out forward slightly. Layer 1, take just Sukhasana. So right shin in front of left, and you're gonna fold forward. Layer 2, fire log. So stack right ankle on top of left knee, right knee over your left, with this double pigeon. Take a pull. And drop. Some of us tend to enjoy the moments of yin, slow, introspective, more stretchier movements. As others tend to gravitate more towards the yang, fiery, heat-building movements. So There's no right or wrong, but it's just important to observe what your tendencies are. As you practice, you can bring attention to maybe that side that you choose to steer away from usually. For me, it's usually the yin, so especially in these moments. Whether it's the yin or the yang for you, can you show up fully? The difficulty of it or the ease of it, whatever that is, just let it be as it is.
Dirty mouths and broken strings.
Rise back up. Stretch the legs out, shake it out.
Other eyes are shining
To the
like
other side, bend your left knee, cross it over the right leg. Shift onto your right hip, bring your right foot underneath the left hip. You really want to stand into the left foot, bring your left hand behind your left hip, reach right up. Starting by hooking the elbow around the knee. Bring the belly toward the knee and gaze over my shoulder. That feels like enough today. You can begin to draw left, right elbow outside of the knee. Like you're rinsing out a towel that's dirty, like a dirty rag. Create space for that new, fresh water.
Cutting through the avenues, I'd always find my way to you. Beside the hook, the hammer
Twist over right shoulder. And slowly unwind. Draw your right heel forward a little bit. Again, you're taking Sukhasana with the shins, left shin in front of right shin. Feet are still flexed, or you're taking a double pigeon. Left heel on top of your right knee. Double pigeon feels like you want to try it, but it's just like a little bit uncomfortable. Another option is to bring a block underneath the left knee to give you a little bit of extra love and kindness to your body. Hold forward as you're ready.
Were you somewhere in between? Fast asleep, flying dream. I'm a ghost to you, here it goes to me. A bird's eye view, sandwich. I'm a ghost to you, here it goes to me. A bird's eye view, sandwich. I'm a ghost to you, here it goes to me. A bird's eye view, sandwich.
Rise back up. Move the leg. Another shake out. This one seated forward fold, big twist to touch. On side. And then bow forward. A little bit tighter in the hamstrings, bend the knees. Walk the fingertips forward and keep the length in the spine as you start to fold forward. Maybe start to straighten the legs, but focus more on the length rather than the depth of your belly to thighs. Slowly rise back up. Lower all the way down onto your back. If anything else you might need for another 30 seconds, we'll all meet back in final resting pose. Shavasana. Land in Shavasana. Feel the pelvis heavy. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you so that your heart has a little prop. And allow the chest to drop back into the earth. Breath return back towards Prometheus. Arrive here in this moment fully being. doing anything, but just enjoying and being in our body with
The light that falls and pours its love upon everything and everyone, restoring us, returning us to one. So we lay beneath the moon, and all its lights can never seem to come too soon. 'Cause on this boat we're all the same, just trying to shake the shackles chained by pain, trying to find welfare which sustains. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka.
Place your right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly. Connecting back in with the center. So many of us are drawn to this practice because of the physicality of it. I'm definitely one of those people for sure, but the real special elements of this practice lie in the subtleties, the things that we can't really explain, but we can feel when we practice. Just observe that in this moment, that presence. And trying to maintain it, maybe reach your right arm overhead, roll into a fetal position on either side, place your palm in front of your face. And then slowly press yourself up into a seated position again. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands into your heart space. Dropping your gaze, bowing your head down toward your fingertips as you lift the heart. Full breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. As always, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere know peace, love, and happiness. Lift your head. And then exhale, we bow together. Om Shanti. Rise back up. Open your eyes. Have a great rest of your week, guys.